Hello, it's Dan Smith. This is June 11th, 2026. So we see that Trump has canceled further strikes on Iran. And this is what I said yesterday in my video, that the strikes would be limited according to, and I'm saying that according to the prophecy that I received back in February and March about the U.S.-Iran war. Now he says there's an approved deal ready to sign. Well, we've seen this a number of times, haven't we? Well, but for some reason, I want to get on here and I want to warn everyone that this just might be the setup for the prophecy that I saw. This might be where we see U.S. put boots on the ground to either go try and secure the uranium, dig it out or something. Somehow or another, these soldiers are going to be consumed by a fire that, like I said, February 27th, I was sitting on my bed, wide awake, okay? Now, I am in the prophetic ministry, obviously. I had a wall of fire climbing up on me, overtaking me. And when the fire got up over my head, I had great fear because I knew I was going to be consumed and die at this moment, okay? See, I went through it. I didn't just see it. I went through it. And this vision was, and it was broad daylight. I'm sitting on my bed, watching TV. And all of a sudden, I feel these like flames, and I could see them too, but it's like translucent, and you could see through them, these flames climbing up over me. And then they got to the top of my head, and just had great fear that I was about to die, perish. And at the top of the flames, I saw different faces and heads of generals and commanders or whatever, and it had red borders around it. It did. And I said that in all my videos. But also, I felt like I thought at that time I was seeing generals and commanders of Russia, but it did say that, Russia would be involved in this. But I believe now those are the generals and commanders that were killed in Iran, and Iran is now posting the pictures of the dead commanders and generals on their missiles before they shoot them off towards the U.S. bases. So I believe that's what I saw too. See, when you get a revelation, sometimes several things could be shown to you at once, and you got to break it apart and interpret it, okay? And that's tough to do sometimes. But so I got it out there anyway, But I'm afraid that maybe, what we're about to see, if this really is a deal that we sign and that Iran signs, and then somehow the U.S. goes into Iranian territory, we could see this fiery attack. And then what happens after that, after the U.S. soldiers are consumed by this fiery attack, not all of them, but some U.S. soldiers are, that's going to be it. We're just going to, the U.S. is going to obliterate Iran back to the Stone Age. They will. And that's what I was shown, and prophetic dreams, March 16th, all night long, And another thing, with the prophetic dreams I had all night long, I'd wake up and I was trying to get away from the prophetic dream because I didn't know why I was dreaming about the Strait of Hormuz, March 16th, right? But I posted it March 17th because it was nighttime, when I received it. And so I was trying to sleep, and I kept trying to shrug off this prophecy, and the Lord, every time I would wake up and go back to sleep, the same dream, different parts of the battle over the Strait of Hormuz would return, and the Lord would say, "This is the Strait of Hormuz. This is the Strait of Hormuz." Every time I returned back to the dream, and it was literally, hours long, almost all night long. And so I'm just wondering if this might be the pinnacle of it, where, they say, yeah, we'll sign a deal. And some soldiers, we get some soldiers over there on the ground in Iran, and they come across some type of fiery death. That's what's going to trigger the obliteration to knock them back for the next 10 to 12 years. Okay? That's divine revelation from God, folks. That's what I saw. Another prophetess woman, someone had sent me her video, and like, I don't know if it was a couple of days or weeks after I put mine out there, and she's basically saying the same thing I am. So, that's a confirmation, folks, and, it's serious. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Let's pray for our troops. Pray that God gives them wisdom. I know they could be deceived, by Iranian forces who want revenge for all their commanders' deaths. See? Don't trust the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. U.S., don't trust them. But we'll see. Y'all take care, and I'll update as much as I can.